Hello, darlings. Hello, and a very warm welcome indeed to Tuesday Night Live, isn't it? Haven't we? Don't you? Oh, yes. And I've just realised, darlings, that I've been pouring the wine the wrong way all of these nights, all of these weeks, possibly all of these months. Now then, there are two rules when it comes to pouring wine on a professional basis. Rule number one, the label always faces the customer. Rule number two, the bottle must never touch the neck of the glass. And or have I been pouring it the wrong way? Feature number one, have I been pouring the wine the right way? Now, I've got the label facing here, right? Because this is effectively the customer's seat, if you like. I'm going to be drinking the wine. I'm the punter. This is where I sit. So the label's facing me. But I'm not there, am I? No, I'm not. But you are. So should the label actually be facing you guys and not this empty seat? It's a really interesting question. And quite honestly, it's this sort of content that sets my channel apart. I can't imagine that you would settle in and watch. Well, I can't imagine watching Hubnut talking about the correct way to pour a bottle of wine. I was going to use Harry's Garage because he's like a really big channel, isn't he? But I can't imagine him discussing that, actually. I mean, he is the sort of man who would know when somebody was pouring a bottle of wine the wrong way. I might ask him. Dear Harry's Garage, do you know the right way what a professional wine pouring sommelier chap is supposed to do it, or don't you? Yeah, I might do that. Now then, first cab off the rank this evening in terms of you lovely people that I have the great good fortune to spend at least an hour with on a nightly basis. And I do value that time immensely. And I value you tremendously. And I absolutely adore each and every one of you. And I would like to track you down and meet you in person. And I would like to rub you up and down and then hold you in a manly embrace and gently apply increasing amounts of pressure until you broke wind with joy and the tears ran down your trouser legs. But there we are. We all have to have an aspiration in life, don't we? Now, I've earned a little sip of wine today, darlings. I don't mind telling you. And right now, with no further ado, and even less ado, I'm going to have that sip. Oh, yeah, you just watch me. So, cheers. Your very good health. Wishing you everything you wish yourselves, etc. Bottoms up yours. Each and every one of you. Oh, that is delightful. That is delightful. Oh, I can feel it making its way down the little red lane, and it's going to work its wondrous magic. Oh, it's here now. It's here. And now it's spreading outwards. As it's reached the gut bucket, it's gone down it's gone past the clack, down the fallopian tube, and it's in the gut bucket now where it can, spread out, spread its joy. And then, when the rest of it follows that first few couple of gulps down, it'll form a nice little wine lake in the old gut bucket. And I like to think that if any of the Momo that I had the great pleasure of eating for lunch, if any of them are still relatively intact, they could float about on that wine lake on their backs, lazing around, possibly with their hands behind their heads, lazily paddling, kicking their feet, and just having a wonderful time until the enzymes of my stomach lining attack them and turn them, quite frankly, and I apologize for this, into poo. Because that is, I suppose, when you think about it, that's a Momo's ultimate destiny. And I don't imagine it knows that, does it? I mean, feature number 2, what goes through the mind of a Momo? You know, it is created by man. Now, you could argue that God created Momos because God created man and man created Momo. Therefore, God is ultimately responsible for those little crescents of beautifully spiced joy. And as that little Momo is created, as the things are brought together, you know, much as we need carbon and water and whatever else we're made of, Momos need pastry and keema, and they're made and they become a thing. And they think, well, that's it. I'm a thing. This is exciting, isn't it? And I'm here with all of these other things that look very similar to me. But I do feel like an individual, even though I'm virtually identical. And at a quick glimpse, I may be identical to the other 49 of me that I'm surrounded by. I can see that I am, in fact, I am unique, just like everybody else. And I can see little differences between me and my brother next door and my sister next door to my brother and my Auntie Doris over there at the corner of the tray. And I can see that we are all individuals. And that gives me a wonderful sense of myself. I feel surrounded, I feel in company, I feel protected, but also I do feel like an individual. And I'm quite excited about making my little way on my little Momo journey, and I'm excited about what's going to happen. And I can't imagine that any of those 50 Momos sitting there on that lightly greased tray. Always worth lightly greasing the tray before you put the tray in the freezer, darlings. Otherwise, your little Momo chaps will adhere themselves to the tray and they won't be able to toddle off on their little Momo journey. And that would be a shame, wouldn't it? But I doubt that any of them are thinking, well, gosh, what an exciting adventure I'm about to go on. I'm going to be steamed. I'm going to be shoved down somebody's cake hole, and then I'm going to be turned into a poo. And then I'm going to go down some weird kind of brown water slide where I'm squirted out into another little pool. And I will then be sent on the water slide of my life, where I am whizzed round the U-bend. I then enter an outdoors drain pipe. I do a vertical drop, and if you stand outside by the drain pipe, you can hear the splosh when each one hits the water at the bottom. And then I'll be transported along another pipe slightly downhill so that gravity does its job. And then I will be put into the main sewage system. And what happens after that? I don't really know. I might go through a sewage plant. I might just go out into the ocean. What happens to poos when they go out into the ocean? That's a question. What happens to it? I mean, is poo degradable? It must be, mustn't it? Or do poos live forever? I've never thought about this before. What happens to poo? Somebody out there will know. One of you must be a scientist. Anyway, Sarah Parsons is also with us and says, good evening, Jason and all. And a jolly good evening to you, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Peter P is here and says, good evening. A jolly good evening to you. Baddy Scrotter is here. Good old Baddy Scrotter. Good evening, all. And Boaty. Boaty, next time you do a shopping haul, I recommend wearing your special hat. Well, which one is my special hat? I've got 2 hats, both of which I consider special. But I'm guessing you mean that one there. That's probably the one that you're most familiar with. Hello, Mustard's here. and says, "Hello, Hubnut fans." Oh dear. I haven't watched Hubnut for ages. I feel vaguely guilty. How's he getting on? Is he doing all right? The last time I watched, he had too many little cars, like little cars that were all the same sort of thing. Anyway, hopefully he's doing okay and having wonderful times in his mobile folding piss home, with the lovely Carly and the whatever he calls the children, hublings, hubluffs, whatever. Anyway, there we are. Like, instructs Captain Mustard, and no fewer than 9 of you have done exactly that. You've tickled that like button, and apparently that sort of thing is awfully important. God knows YouTubers bang on about it, don't they? If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, and why not share with your friends? Yeah, like. Although, when I look at my stats, I do see that my videos and live streams do get shared. So thank you to whoever it is that's sharing them. I can't see who shares them, but somebody has. And maybe I shouldn't be flattered by that. Maybe there's some website somewhere or some Facebook group for, and it's called something like the UK's worst YouTubers. And somebody keeps sharing my video saying, "Huh, you think you've seen some shit? Wait until you watch this." Oh my God. But what the hell, a share is a share, isn't it? A share is a share. Oh, do you remember when Cher went on Clive Anderson and he said, "Welcome, you look like $1 million." And she smiled and he said, "Is that how much it cost?" Which was a pretty good line, wasn't it? The only line I can think of off the top of my head that's better than that was Mrs. Merton, the sadly missed Carolina Hearn, who had, what's her name, Debbie McGee on. And she asked her that amazing question. "So, Debbie, what first attracted you to the millionaire Paul Daniels?" Which was pretty genius. Hubby and this smart car, says Betty Scrotter. I finally think he's getting to grips with it. Oh, God, yeah, he's got a smart, hasn't he? I vaguely remember that, and I vaguely remember that it didn't work or something. He couldn't drive it home. He had to pick it up and carry it under his arm. I'll tell you one thing for sure and certain. If Dan's Bangers and Hubnut had a charity boxing match, Dan's Bangers would come out on top. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it might be a bit of a mismatch because they both wear glasses, don't they? And they'd have to take them off to do boxing, and then they wouldn't be able to see each other. So, oh God, yeah. So that could really be a mismatch. I mean, they could go through a whole 12 rounds, or probably 3 rounds, 3 2-minute rounds, if it's white collar boxing, and none of them would actually land a punch on the other one. And they'd have their seconds in the corner. I mean, Dan's Bangers would probably have me and Mrs. Bangers, and Hubby would have the lovely Carly, and who else would he have in his corner? I don't know, maybe Furious Driving or Steph. And they'd be trying to tell them where they were. Step right, step right, step right, step forward, now punch. And, you'd have Mrs. Bangers. And I don't know anything about Mrs. Bangers. Now, Dan's Bangers is famously and very manifestly Welsh. And I do mean properly Welsh because he's from South Wales. Oh, yeah. And he lives still in South Wales. But I've got no idea who Mrs. Bangers is. But I'm going to assume that she's Welsh. So you'd have all of this. Well, actually, if she's from Newport, then she'd be brilliant in the corner. Drop the fucking nut on him. Oh dear. But I would very much like to see that. I mean, I think they're about the same size, so it wouldn't be a mismatch in terms of size. Hmm. So feature number 5, charity boxing match, Hubnut versus Dan's Bangers. Who's coming out under? I mean, Dan's Bangers has got the best name, hasn't he? Oh yeah. Boom! You've just been hit by one of Dan's Bangers. He could go into the ring with a big comedy sausage, much like Captain Mustard, who goes everywhere with a big comedy sausage. But more on that story later. The M11 is with us and says, "Hey community, hey community. Hope everybody's doing well and feeling okay tonight. And hello, Boaty, you utterly gorgeous curly-haired wonder." That's me. I'm an utterly gorgeous curly-haired wonder, darlings. In one person's eyes, at least. The rest of the world know better. Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5, is here, and he has some words for us. And these are they. Hello, all. How are we? And, well, we hope you're jolly well, Barry. And we hope that your date night with Karen went well last night. And that, well, yeah, I mean, we don't need details. As long as you both enjoyed it, we're happy. And that's all we need to know, quite frankly. You know, your private life is your own, as far as I'm concerned. Good point. Emma says, Scraddy Butter. Hope the little one is feeling better today. Yeah, so do I. It's miserable. For those who don't know, one of the M11's children, she doesn't know exactly how many she's got, or indeed how old they are, or any details like that, but she is a fine and attentive maternal being. And she attended to whichever one it was last night, who was, who was in a bit of a sorry state, really. At one stage, he was in bed and not moving, and gave every appearance of being asleep, which was obviously of great concern. But the point is, the poor little so and so had tonsillitis and fever, and that's a miserable thing when you're young. You don't know how to deal with it. You just know that you're feeling ill, and you don't cope well with the pain, and you're a bit frightened and all of that sort of thing. So, hopefully today will have been better, and he had some iced cream, which is a wonderful thing. I would like some iced cream. I would like, darlings, once more before I shuffle off this mortal coil, I would like one of those long, oblong blocks of really good ice cream. And then you take your knife, run it under hot water. Obviously, I'm not an idiot. And you chop a thing off, and then you get those wafers that you used to be able to buy from supermarkets. I don't know if you still can. And you put one wafer either side, and you'd have like an ice cream sandwich, wouldn't you? And if your mother cut the ice cream for you, it would be a sandwich like that. If you cut the ice cream yourself, it would be a sandwich like that. And then you hold it vertically and you assiduously lick up the middle, turning occasionally to lick up the other side. Something which, if you're a chap, will stand you in good stead for your romantic future. Although you tend not to lick at the ice cream whilst in a kind of uncomfortable crouch with a pair of milky white thighs clamped around your ears. But nonetheless, so you lick away at it, and it becomes, and all of the edges of the wafer get all soggy and wonderful, don't they, darlings? And you keep licking away either side, turning it round, don't you? Don't you? We all did it, didn't we? Don't you? Isn't it? Aren't you? Am I not? Until it becomes down to a really quite narrow thing, and it kind of seals around the edges. And then you've got like an ice cream waffle, haven't you? So then once the edges of the wafer are sealed all the way around, it's not a sandwich anymore, is it, darlings? It's not a licky licky thing anymore, is it, darlings? No, 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 no. It's a bitey thing. Oh, yes. And you bite into it. God, could I do that now with my sensitive teeth? You know, what few of them are left. Oh, I'd give it a jolly good go. Oh, if you have sensitive teeth and they drop out, do you then have sensitive gums? Or do you like get out of jail free and you don't have any more pain? And you bite into it, and that's a wonder. I mean, the whole experience is just joyful, but it ends in a wonderful way. It's like sex. The whole experience is joyful. Well, you know, apart from the boring bits that you have to go through. But then the ending is really the best bit of all, isn't it? Yeah, there's a title for tonight, isn't it? Sex is like an ice cream wafer sandwich thing. Write that down, somebody. This is just YouTube gold. How I haven't got 1 million subscribers is beyond me. It's a bloody outrage. It's a bloody outrage. I should be one of those rich, successful YouTubers. You know, spending most of my time on a Mediterranean island with a dusky beauty rubbing sunflower oil into my summer cardigan. Life doesn't go as it should, does it? Hey ho. There are always small joys to be had, even though we haven't got exactly what we want. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. The chat has jumped a little bit. Never mind. Oh! I think by this stage, we all know that wine burps are just part and parcel of the professional live broadcasting experience. That one was a tad explosive and incredibly unexpected. Never mind. Let's power on through, darlings. Oh, yes. Yeah, Barry's asked how. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to there, didn't we? Barry says it's going to be a short one again. Mowing the lawn around our house this evening. It's 90 degrees. God, that's going to be really awkward. I mean, 90 degrees is a very steep slope, isn't it? How are you going to push the lawnmower up a 90-degree slope? And if you've got a ride-on lawnmower, it could tilt over sideways. Good luck, Barry. We're all with you. Oh, Trisha Alderman is here. Hi, Jason and all in chat. Oh, an update from the M11. Little Lemon woke up with a rash. Oh, a rash. So I rang 111, who told me to take him to A&E. When we got there, he really perked up and was skipping down the corridors. He's much improved tonight. Thanks. Right. That's annoying, isn't it? You schlep all the way to A&E, presumably on public transport or in a taxi, at not inconsiderable expense. And then the little bugger perks up and he's perfectly all right. Oh, he could at least have had the decency to be ill. But that's brilliant news that he's feeling better. That is great news. And everybody's agreeing with that, which is nice. A very good evening, Boaty and everyone, says Andrew. I can't believe it's not but a gig. And a very good evening to you, mate. Hope your day's been okay as it can be. You know what I mean. Bad Books is here. Good evening, all. Thank you, says the M11. I'm still suffering with quite a lot of anxiety, though, which is really annoying. And it appears to have gone to my bowels because I've been literally, I assume she doesn't mean literally, shitting through the eye of a needle almost non-stop. Amazingly, I seem to have shat out about 300% more than I've actually eaten over the last 48 hours. Isn't the human body a wonderful thing? Well, yes, it is, Emma, and thank you for sharing. Wow, says Jimmy Quinn, we get Jason King tonight. Right, I know who that is, Jimmy, but a lot of these lot won't. They're too young. Hello, lovely Boaty, says the lovely Captain Mustard, and hello to you. Oh, that's sweet. Emma's sending Andrew lemon love. I have a phobia of labias, says the M11. So don't make it face your audience. Okay. Have you been drinking, Emma? Red wine time, says Jimmy Quinn. Boaty, I'm not your sex doll, says Barry Scrotter. That's why I drink Jack Daniels, says Steve Hogg. You can pour it any way you want. You can indeed. Hello, says Andrew. I was all set to go back to work this morning, but my breakfast decided to decorate the porcelain throne instead. Oh, bless you. Oh, dear. Mum's okay. We had a meeting yesterday and she's adamant she doesn't want to go into aged care. Well, oh God, it's awful, isn't it? Because I mean, nobody really does, but there comes a point where as much as you want to respect their wishes, then there comes a point where the family are just not capable of giving the level of care that's needed. And of course, the family themselves, they've got to look after themselves, and they've got to look after them and theirs. I mean, caring for a loved one, especially an elderly loved one, is one of the hardest things in the world. I mean, it's hard enough physically, and then it's even harder emotionally. Oh God, I'd have loved my old man to go into a home, but they wouldn't have him. They wouldn't have him. Oh, bless him. Bless him. Hope you're doing all right up there, Dad. God knows you'll be happier up there than you ever were down here. Bless your heart. What did one snowman say to another snowman? Asked Simone of the Hooked on Classics channel. Can you smell carrots? Excellent. Well done, Simone, with a very well-timed snowman joke in the middle of June. Bloody freezing, though, isn't it? Doesn't feel like June. My flowers are still looking lovely, by the way. These and those flowers, the M11 flowers, they're looking stunning. I've become addicted to having them in the kitchen. I'm genuinely thinking that hopefully long from now, when those do fade away, I'm genuinely thinking that I might shoplift an equally imposing bunch, because I'm getting used to them being there and being a focal point in my kitchen. Yeah. There we are. Good evening to you, Simone. Good evening to you, Simone. Lovely to have you with us. Your beautifully worded description of your digestive system just startled Ola the cat. She's never even had Momo, says Bad Books. Mo man. Boaty wants to be a Momo man. Well done, Andrew. Does all Nepali food do the backstroke before turning into poo? Asked Peter P. Good question. Mamma mia. Here he goes again. Oh, you're on fire tonight, you lot. That was the M11. Shit, says Jimmy Quinn. Fish will eat it. Well, they probably will, actually. Certainly in the fish tank, then poo gets eaten by various creatures. Maybe that happens in the ocean too. My Momo could be eaten by a shrimp. Poo is water soluble, says Mustard. Oh, okay. The Hobnut channel is still shit, says Jimmy Quinn. Peter P says, Boaty's poo swim to Malta. Oh, that would be lovely. Oh, what a lovely idea. Do what the North Koreans do, says Andrew. Spend your poo on a trip to France. Oh, send your poo on a trip to France. There we are. I'm not a fan of too many shorts on hubby, says Jimmy F500, but suppose he needs more views, so short it is. Oh, well, there we are. Oh, he still hasn't worked out the boost problem yet, says Andrew. The smart card of his would drive me crackers, says Jimmy F. Hi, Boaty, says Chaz Brown. Good evening to you. The sewerage gets flushed out to sea and the fish eat it, and then we catch and eat the fishes. It's the circle of poo. I moved TC today, says Simone. Excellent, well done. Cars are designed to move, aren't they? So that's probably a step in the right direction, although it wouldn't really be a step because cars don't step, do they? They don't have legs. But those are just semantics, and you shouldn't get weighed down by semantics, should you? No, you should get weighed down by bags of cement. You're going to get weighed down properly. Good evening, Boggs, says. Well, I was going to say says two strings, but I think it's matron, isn't it? Evening, Boggs. Evening, Boggs and Sis. I wasn't going to be here, but two strings himself noticed Boaty was on and just handed me the phone saying you'll be wanting this and left the room. It's Tracy, by the way. What do you mean he left the room? Why couldn't he stay and watch it with you? Because he's got more sense, obviously. Oh, well, lovely to have you here with us, matron. Peter P says, hi, Tracy. The beige bummer is talking about boxing. Is he? Is he? Oh, I've done something I shouldn't have done. What have I done there? Have I done that? Oh, there we are. It's back. Dating? Nice one, Barry, says Simone. Yeah, with date night last night. Dan's Banger, says Mustard, is now on 1,300 subscribers. Bollocks, is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm going to check. It's not. I mean, if it is, that's amazing, but it's not. Let's have a look. I know this is a winder, but I feel that I have to check. Come on, Dan's Bangers, where are you? God, I haven't watched you for a while. You're way down the list. Oh, so Furious Driving. God, where are you? Oh, JM. I can't even find it. I'm going to have to search. There we are. Right.
Hi, welcome to Dan's Bangers. And if you haven't subscribed or haven't watched us before, then please enjoy this video about why I think you should subscribe or watch Dan's Bangers.
Oh, right. How many subs?
There are many resources out there if you want to go and buy a brand new car.
There are.
What
yes.
if you want to buy a second-hand, well, let's face it, banger? Say you only want to spend £300, £500, £1,000. Where do you go and look to see if that car is worth buying at that amount of money?
Good question, mate.
That's where we come in.
Oh.
At Dan's Bangers, we buy and review cheap cars that nobody else would bother buying or fixing, except for those who love.
688 subscribers, Mustard, you lying swine. I knew you were bloody lying. I wish you did have 1,300. Right, when I finish this live stream, I'm going to binge watch Dan's Bangers and fall asleep to his lilting Welsh tones. Oh, dear. Hello, Ross. Hello, gang, says Ross. How are we all? Good evening, Dino Dad. She's called Debbie Mash, says Mustard. Thank you, Mustard. You're being very helpful tonight. Lick from the bottom, says Andrew. Yeah, you got to lick from the bottom up because that's the way your tongue works. if you lick from the top down, you'd be licking with the bottom of your tongue, and that's not where the taste receptors are. So, yeah, I mean, all right, if you were licking bloody Big Bertha from Bradford, that might be valuable. But when you're licking lovely ice cream, you want to go from the bottom up, don't you? So that all of the things tingle on your taste receptors. The ice cream you are describing is called a puffet or a pufflet. Oh no, a puffet or a puffet in Finland, says Peter P. Thank you. I like mucky balls, says the M11. I don't know what they are. Oh, thank you, M11. Sex is like an ice cream wafer sandwich thing. Thank you. I can take a screenshot of that now. And that would be a good title for tonight, wouldn't it? What about Bomber, Alaska, says Andrew. Better, what? Batter fried ice cream. Bloody hell, I don't know. Simone would like to make it clear that she's not had a rusty trombone. That's aimed at Jimmy, and says it sounds rather grim. It's wonderful. Matron says sensitive teeth fall out and you have no more pain. The tiny holes in the teeth enamel gives the sensitivity. Oh, well, that's a bit to look forward to, isn't it? I used to work on an ice cream van, says Ross. We had a very racial term for the fancy ice cream sandwiches, the ones with chocolate covers, marshmallow. And the M11 says, you asked for somebody to write it down, so I dutifully did. And she put that in brackets or parentheses, which is a nice thing, isn't it? Oh, if anybody wants to know, JBM Travels is now live. I am in direct competition with JBM Travels. And, right, I'm going to take this seriously. Seeing as I've had the notification, let's see what he's up to in his live stream and see how we compare. Well, I think I'm winning so far.
Hello.
Hello.
Make yourself aware. Let me know you're in the chat. And we shall begin this live stream.
Oh, right. Well, I started before you, so I'm in the lead, aren't I? We said you were going to start it. Now you've buggered off. What's going on here? I'll cut my wine up. He's not even on camera. Mind you, I do that a lot.
And we shall begin. Hello.
Oh, right, here we go.
Welcome, Nick. Hey, Lucy. Welcome. How are you doing, Lucy? Just getting my other phone ready. Yep, all is well, Nick. So I've edited some videos, but I'm gonna have to re-edit them because there's been an error. I've tried to upload them. I'm good, Lucy.
Well, he's on top form tonight, so I'm not going to listen to any of that. I can't cope with the competition. I shall just pretend that I'm the only person doing any sort of live streaming at the moment, and everybody should watch me. You can still get them wafers, says Jimmy a 500, of which you speak. And, oh, I had another small pack of scampi fries, and the verdict is ... Oh, coming later, presumably. Welcome, Boaty's explosive maiden wine burp. Thank you, matron. Boaty, you don't know how accurate that is, says the M11. Anxiety makes me poo loads. Oh, dear. Boaty, the master of reading between the lines, says Peter P. Boaty needs glasses. I wrote labels and not labias. Yeah, I know you did, but I thought it would be funnier. Yeah, he might be dyslexic, you know. Good point, I might be. Oh, dear. Oh, and Matron's having a laugh at labia phobia and says she's met men who have that. Oh, dear. And to be fair, says the M11, I probably do have a labia phobia too. Jason King with his old Jensen and Bentley, real name Peter Wingard, says Jimmy Quinn. Absolutely. Boaty's green fingers. Couldn't you get your gardeners to plant some flowering plants in your garden that you can cut to display indoors? Well, I don't know. I'll ask them when they rock up this week. That's possibly a good idea. You know, save me a fortune in shoplifting, wouldn't it? Munchety crunchety, as Billy Connolly once said, says Ross. I'd rather be weighed down by a sexy brunette, says Simone. Well, wouldn't we all? Dan's bangers, says Mustard. He drives a new Polestar, says Peter P. Oh, does he? I've not watched his videos for a while. I wonder if he's still got his Rover 45 V6. That would be interesting to know. Everyone, says Mustard, subscribe to Dan's Bangers. Yeah, let's get him up to 1,300. M11 says, I was assuming Dan's Bangers was going to be about sausages. Yeah, no. Last seen in a fry-up, says Chaz Brown. Oh, hello, Will is with us. You still got that TF? Hello, Will, and yes, I have. Would you like to buy it? Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Whittle. The Leisure Peninsula. Oh. Says, how's your day been today, Jason? And also, how is the little man today, Emma? And how is our John? And if anyone's feeling down, then hopefully this chat will lift your spirits indeed. Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you, Stephen. That's very kind. My day's been fine. Thank you for asking. Hope yours has too. I've kind of had a lazy Tuesday. You know, the Mondays are always a bit mad. I never catch up after the weekend. And Tuesdays, I tend to have a really quiet, chilled out, do very little sort of a day. And today has been no real exception to that. Is there such a thing, asked Paddy Scrotter, as ghost teeth? You know, like when someone can lose a limb, they say they can still feel pain in it, etc. Good question. I don't know. I'll probably find out. Mr. Parry, sir, says M11. Little Lemon is improved, hoping he will continue overnight. Well, I hope he continues overnight as well. I mean, you know, I hope we all continue overnight and we get to wake up in the morning and feel much better in the morning. Thanks. Live speed hydrosilic gearbox with semi-automatic control with the LVS 45 control system, insists Ron McCulloch. And it's lovely to have you with us, Ron. You've not been here for a while. Lovely to have you, my dear chap. I hope you're terribly well. And I do enjoy your Facebook posts about Leyland National buses and the like. And, of course, your interesting and informative knowledge thereof. Especially when it comes to semi-automatic gearboxes and stuff. And I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again more than once. Hold on. Just taking some painkillers, darlings. I forgot to take any. Mr. Tooth is still there. God knows how. Barely seems to be connected to the rest of my gob. And it is still painful. I thought I'd try and get through today without taking any painkillers because I don't like taking pills of any sort. But yeah, it's a little bit too much. And I thought, sod it. I'll take a couple at this time and I make sure I can drop off to sleep okay. And hopefully while I'm asleep, the little bloody thing will drop off, hide under the pillow, and the Tooth Fairy will give me 250 quid for it. So, yeah. Hopefully, when I wake up in the morning, the tooth will be gone, the pain will be gone, and there'll be 5 £50 notes underneath my pillow. Fingers crossed. Yeah, rather. Once the tooth is gone, says Emma, The root dies, and so does the sensitivity. Oh, and Jimmy F500 finally completes his statement to say scampi fries are good. Scampi fries are good. I've lost the plot, says Matron. Who is the woman Boaty's watching here on the phone stream? What? Barry Scrotter says Emma, and yet I've still had twinges from my 3 lower teeth that have been removed. Probably got some kind of Victorian jaw disease or something now then, but I don't work in a math factory. If you know, you know. Fun feature, says M11. How many teeth have we all lost? Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. Peter P's kicked the bidding off with 4 wisdom teeth removed. Barry says, Emma, I imagine I might win on that one. Right, how many have I lost? 1, 2, 3, 3.5. But 3.5 and counting at the moment. So at the moment, amazingly, I am behind Peter P. Oh, Will is looking at getting a TF for himself in August. Good man, you won't regret it. They're wonderful. 5-speed hydrocyclic gearbox with semi-automatic control, with the LVS 45 control system. One had to pause in neutral between gear changes, says Ron McCulloch. And yeah, that's what you have to do on the Leyland National. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not jealous of Hubnut for much. I'm not jealous of his looks. I'm not jealous of his cars, but I am jealous that he's had more than one go at driving a Leyland National. I'd like to meet Hubnut. I bet he's actually a thoroughly nice chap. And I bet he would hate me. He wouldn't get my humour. He'd be offended by virtually everything that I said. I would still love to know if he knows me from back in the day. I'm convinced he must do. And now I've got the munchies and I'm debating. I'm not going to waste a packet of scampi fries. I didn't eat the scampi fries yesterday, but partly because I was full. I had a massive lunch yesterday, darlings. A massive lunch. I wasn't paying, so I had a massive lunch. And it was quite a late lunch as well. So, and also, of course, Emma was kind of AWOL most of it as well. So it didn't seem appropriate to eat scampi fries. And I wouldn't eat them tonight because they're a Monday night thing. But, of course, when you buy the scampi fries, you get the bacon things as well, don't you? And I'm half tempted. In fact, I'm going to have one. I'll have one and then I'll put, no, I won't. Because I'll be having supper soon, won't I, darlings? I don't need a bacon thing, although I do fancy one. No, I won't. Anyway, I'm saving those for Emma because Emma likes them. I'm going to put them in her snack bucket, which I shall put carefully within reach underneath the bed towards the headboard end. I'm going to sleep now, says Simone. Good night, everyone. Well, good night to you. Russ says, I see the green stripe has bought an MG ZT 190. Well, I haven't seen that because I've got him well and truly blocked. But Mustard told me that he had. So, yeah, he's building up quite the fleet, isn't he? And hopefully that won't come back to bite him on the arse when his injury money runs out. But I'm sure he's a very sensible chap and knows what he's doing. And hey, if he runs short of money, he can always nick a few £100 off other people like he did off Neil, can't he? There we are. There's always a way out of these things, isn't there? People are saying good night to Smoon. What? Peter P says, yes, Ross, and tags his posts with Boaty's World. Does he? Does he tag his posts with Boaty's World? Is that what he's trying to do? Now, I was told that old Green Stripe is kind of jealous of me. God knows why. God knows why. I mean, who'd want to swap places with me? And he's kind of jealous of the community and jealous of the fleet. Is that what he's doing? Is he trying to replicate or beat my fleet by buying a TF and a 190 and a Rover 45 and all of that? And is he really tagging his posts with Boaty's World? Dear, oh dear. That would be a bit sad, wouldn't it? Especially as I don't see them. I've got him blocked on everything imaginable. Interesting. Anyway, I mean, the one thing I will say about Green Stripe is he is a good car owner. So, you know, if he's bought a ZT190 and a Rover 45 and a MGF and whatever else, I'm sure he will look after them very well indeed until his money runs out. I've lost 4 teeth, says the M11, and I have 3 teeth that are broken down to almost nothing, but my dentist keeps on slaving away to let me keep what's left of them. I'm told 2 will need to be surgically removed eventually. God. So I'm kind of behind a few of you, although I think I'm going to catch up with you and overtake you very soon. It's just unfortunate that for me, the first tooth I lost was the most bloody visible one, front and center, wasn't it? Hey ho. Never mind. I'll soon, you know, I'm doing shopping videos now, as some of you have seen. So within a month, I'm going to be exceedingly rich. And I'll go to Turkey and I'll get the whole bloody lot done, won't I? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, not within a month. I forgot I'm demonetized, aren't I? So, right. So August the 27th, I can reapply. Hopefully fairly soon after that, I'll be remonetized. Then I'll do a load of shopping videos, get about 100,000 views per video. And then I'll have to wait a month and a half for that money to come in. And when it comes in, I'll bugger off to Turkey and get all my nashers done. And then I'll buy a steak. Oh, what a fabulous dream. Do you like slugs? Asked Ron McCulloch. No, I have no great affinity for them, to be fair. Bugger, re-teeth, Emma, says Andrew. I love these middle-aged live stream features, says the M11. Absolutely. Who are you watching on the phone, Boaty? Just then. Sounded like a woman. Your direct competition, you said. Ah, JBM's Travels. And it's not a woman, it's a chap. It's a chap. The true UK traveller. You can find him on YouTube if you care to look. He's he travels around and he stays in hotels and he does hotel reviews and food reviews. The channel name is JBM's Travels, and you can't miss it because Travels shouldn't have an apostrophe in it, but it does. Travel apostrophe S. There you go. There you go. Look, not everybody is blessed with being grammatically anal, are they? Oh, anal. Huh. It is nice, isn't it? Oh, dear. I think I have less than 10 left, says Barry Scrotter. And I wanted those out, but they wouldn't. Oh. Dan's sausages trace, says M11. I've still got most of my teeth, says Jimmy F500, but most of them are like an old tree. Rotten. I love a Leyland National and a Leyland Lynx Boaty, says Barry Scrotter. I'm trying to count how many teeth I've got left. I want to be part of this feature. No, that was the Welsh one, Emma, says Matron. He then played someone who had just started streaming just now. JBM Travels. Is it JBM or JB. Oh God, I've got to look now, haven't I? You got me doubting myself. Ah, yes, JBM's Travels. Should we have a listen to him? See what he's talking about now.
In the countryside where the weather is fine, it's like dinner time, so day and night. All the vitamin C, you need daily, yeah, that's right.
Well, he's not like me. He monetizes his live stream. Yeah, all right. Get on with it.
In Gaza, since October 7th, 19,000 children have been orphaned.
Ah, here we go. Let's see what he's talking about now.
Moderator, can you please get rid of that guy? The guy that said you seem to care.
Well, that's utterly fascinating, isn't it? Let's move on. Where was I? Ah, yes, here we are. I'm just glad my teeth issues don't show when I smile, because my teeth are all on show when I smile, says the M11. You've got a lovely smile. I met Hubnut, says Ross, with the crankcases, and you survived to tell the tale. Stick the scampi fry up your nose. It'll last longer, I've heard, says Peter P. Yes, on Instagram, says Peter P. Oh, well, I never look at bloody Instagram, so I wouldn't know. I've got a top trump, says Ross. I'm 48 and still have a baby tooth. Oh, sarcasm on green stripe, says Jimmy F500. And Pete P says, Ross, I have several baby teeth. In a photo album. First tooth I lost was front and centre too, says Emma. I was 11. Oh, no spoilers on your vids, Boaty, says Jimmy F500. I have FAU, says Mustard. Don't know what that means. Ross goes on to say the adult tooth didn't push through and is embedded sideways in the roof of my mouth. Oh dear. Buddy Scrotter says, Peter P, yes, a scampi fry in both nostrils. Can't beat it. And still haven't won an award yet. Yeah, well, the awards weren't awarded, were they, last night for obvious reasons. I lost my first tooth when it got kicked out at age 20, says Barry. The M11 helpfully points out you are meant to eat the scampi fries and not snort them. And supper tonight, darlings, staff curry. And I haven't had staff curry since the last time, which would have been, a while ago. Saturday. I've not had staff curry since Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, a random apostrophe is worse than a missing one, says Matron. All this tuss talk, says Andrew. There's a lot to chew through. Dear. Shush, you'll wake the children, Boaty, says Jimmy F. My front tooth, says the M11, is now a falsie, which was great until Little Lemon's big hard head smashed into it and pushed it in a bit, which makes the one next to it look like it's sticking out. Voyeurism at its finest, says Dino Dad. Mustard has gained 2 teeth. I don't know how he's done that. Tune in next Monday, Barry, says Emma, and you might win. Grammar is a ball ache to do on a phone, says Barry Scrotter. And on that note, darlings, at 1 minute to midnight, I've caught up with the comments. Yay, well done me. Haven't I done amazingly well? Let's all pat me on the back. Oh, dear. So we will have a bonus 5 minutes to give everybody a chance to say goodnight to each other. I'm really looking forward to my supper, actually. Really looking forward. And I'll tell you what I am enjoying. I'm enjoying getting the daily diaries back on track. I'm really enjoying doing those every day. And if you hate them, then I can only apologize. But I'm enjoying doing them again. And this time, then I'm going to try not to let them falter. I like the daily diary idea. Yeah, and I think I'm going to try and keep doing them. What else is there to tell you? It's been a dead quiet day today. Haven't done much. Had Momo for lunch. There has been a car swap. I took. I was going to do a Land Rover lunch today. Oh, the weather was a bit shit, and I was knackered, and I wasn't really feeling it. There has been a car swap. Windsor Davis is now at the restaurant having a bit of a holiday. What was I in last night? What was I driving last night? Yesterday. Oh, I was in. Oh, yeah. Of course, I went to Sheffield for lunch, didn't I? And I was in Dickadum-Dum. I was in Dickadum-Dum. Yes, I was. But so tonight, everything's been swapped around. Windsor Davis is at the restaurant. I'm back in Christine, the press release 45. And what an amazing car that is, by the way. Somebody really, really should buy that. It's a fabulous car. I love driving it. And the interior is just nothing less than sublime. And Dickadum-Dum is back down in the, well, you'll see in the video tomorrow, it's all there. Did you have an illuminated toilet break? Yes, my bathroom is now fully illuminated. All 3 light doings are working, I'm delighted to say. DD a good Boaty, says Jimmy a 500. DD, double Ds. Are we talking boobs? Well done, you've caught up with comments. Yeah, well, Boaty, did you remember to label the shampoo bottles? Asked Paddy Scrotter. No, I didn't. I hope you enjoyed that silly little shopping video. I didn't do any filming yesterday. I genuinely did. I mean, I got up. The brake pads didn't arrive. They arrived eventually. I was gone. I was out. My neighbour, Nick, bless him, took them in and gave them to me when I was on my doorstep for half an hour talking to my local MP, who technically isn't my MP at the moment because obviously we're in an election. I'd never met him before, but I know of him very well. His name is Lee Roseley. He's the MP for, or was the MP for North East Derbyshire, and is hoping to be again. And they were canvassing on the doorstep. It was one of his lackeys who knocked on my door and started talking, and I engaged with them. And I was, you know, I'm a very political animal. And I was talking about some things and asking about some things. So he actually went and grabbed the lead chap and brought him here, and we spoke for about half an hour, literally half an hour. And I have to say, he was I did unexpectedly warm to him. He was surprisingly honest and forthright where I didn't expect him to be. I think I spoke about and asked about some things that he probably wasn't expecting, and he was really, really honest about the answers. We had a good old chinwag over Brexit. Because I said that I found it difficult to forgive him for voting for Brexit. And he went through exactly why he did it. And we spoke about a load of stuff. And I was fascinated because he genuinely gave me an insight into how things are, in the corridors of power. And it was, I suppose, when you're on the doorstep and you're not being filmed and whatnot, and it was really late at night, and he'd probably been doing it all day, then, or maybe it was because of the way that I was, or the points that I was raising, or the questions that I was asking, he just appeared to think, sod it, I'll just tell the truth about this, that, and the other. And I really enjoyed it. And as I say, I warmed to him in a way that I didn't expect to. And I'm familiar with him. I've never met the guy, but I'm familiar with him because obviously I tune into every political program going. I've heard him on the radio being interviewed, talking about this, that, and the other so many times. But in person, I found him to be honest, engaging, and genuinely passionate. And I'm not, I've not got a bad bullshit detector. I can normally tell when somebody's bullshitting me. And to be honest, he looked knackered. Like I say, this is at like 7 o'clock in the evening, something like that. And I'm sure he'd been knocking doors all day and listening to this, that, and the other. He looked knackered. He was unshaven. He wasn't particularly smartly dressed. He wasn't in a suit and tie or anything like that. He was casually dressed. And he just looked knackered. As I say, unshaven. But he engaged, and we had a very open and, I thought, really interesting conversation. And he won me over. That's where I'm going to vote on July the 4th. He absolutely won my vote. So that was unexpected. What was I telling you about that? Oh, yeah. That was when Nick gave me the brake pads. Why am I telling you about the brake pads? Oh, because I didn't go to the yard. And I can't remember why I was telling you about that. I've lost the plot now. I've lost the plot now. I think I was talking about yesterday, wasn't I? And not got a clue. Not got a clue. So it's probably time I finish when I don't know what I'm talking about. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what I was talking about yesterday, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, was I talking about swapping the cars around or something? Oh, anyway, yeah. Windsor Davis is at the restaurant. Christine is back in pole position. And the other 4 are now in, well, I say the other 4, there's one there. The other 4 are right down past the village hall, all neat and looking good. And yeah, the Land Rover lunch thing didn't happen. It's probably not going to happen this week, to be honest. Maybe next week, or maybe I'll just wait and do the Land Rover lunch, plan a really elaborate Land Rover lunch with the M11, which will be on Tuesday. So 2 weeks today, there could be a really good Land Rover lunch. And if you've got any ideas for the Land Rover lunch with me and the M11, do let us know. And, might make it happen. You never know. Right, let's wrap up, shall we? Wonderful. The weather has been awful, says the M11. Hope it's good in 12 days. Yeah, indeed. Is the forecast up for then yet? Let's have a look. Where are we? Weather. How far ahead does it go? Oh, yeah. Monday the 24th. Oh, it's going to be warm, 21 degrees. Thundery showers and a gentle breeze. Oh, bloody hell. So it's going to be wet. Let's have a look at the detail. Rain from 6 until 10, cloudy from 11 till 12, and then rain through till 4. Then there's a break, then more rain. Oh, that's not looking great. That's here. Let's have a look at Llandudno, shall we? Here we are, Llandudno, Conwy. Scroll forward, Monday the 24th. Oh, shit. 18 degrees, so colder than here. Light rain showers and a gentle breeze. Sunny and cloudy until 9. The rain starts at 9. The rain goes through until 2 o'clock. And then dry and cloudy from 3 till 7. Oh, and then a torrential downpour at 8 o'clock. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, well, suboptimal then. So we'll keep an eye on the weather forecast. That might affect the choice of car that we go in. Because, yeah. No point going in a convertible car when it's lashing down with rain, is there? Never mind. Need to check the wind as well, because it's the wind that decides whether the cable cars are running or not. But we'll make a great day of it, no matter what. Don't you worry about that. Darlings. I wonder what scampi fries taste like with milk. And would they make a good breakfast cereal, asked Boaty Scrotter. Well, try it. Sunshine over here. And poo expected Thursday and Friday. Oh dear. 20k views soon on the shopping video. Asked Pete. Yep, totally. Oh, Daily Diaries. That's the double D. Right, the Daily Diaries are good, Boaty, says Jimmy F500. Oh, well, that's kind of you. Thank you. My first M11 shopping video, now deleted, says M11, because I hated it. Got over 800 views. People do enjoy them. Well, this is just your thing, isn't it? You put videos up and then you delete them. Weird. I lost my 2 front baby teeth thanks to Mum, says Andrew. I was being a naughty boy and she got very upset with me. She was holding a broom and it somehow left her hands like a javelin and hit my gob fair and square. Oh dear. Oh dear. Bah, says Matron. The autocorrect on the phone won't let me mistype tooth, but it does let me type autocorrect. Really makes you think. Emma, you keep deleting them, says Jimmy F500. My autocorrect batteries need replacing, says the M11. Oh, God. Yes, Jimmy, I'm not very good at this YouTube lark, am I? Leave them up, says Jimmy. You need an auto rabbit for the autocorrect, Emma, says Andrew. I deleted that one because I was self-conscious. Deleted the woods one because I filmed the floor too much. I never even saw that. You will learn, says Jimmy at 500. Don't look at my shite. I'll go there next, Jimmy, says the M11. I guess it's a way to keep your followers on their toes. Watch quick before the content is deleted. I got a flat battery today, says Ross. It was the wrong shape. Oh, dear. Oh, and the disinterested cargill has popped up. Your wiper blades are gorgeous, Boaty. Oh, yeah. I'm a man who sports a gorgeous wiper blade. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I bet the MP didn't know what had hit him, says Boaty Scrotter. Yeah, he was a bit shell-shocked. Because I was... I don't think I was talking about any of the issues that he'd been faced with all the time. I was asking about other things that are maybe a little bit more in depth. He did let slip a load of stuff. I mean, he did seem tired, but he was engaged. And I asked him questions that I know is never answered in interviews and whatnot. And he gave me answers to them immediately, which I assume are the truth, including the way he voted on certain things within the parliamentary party and stuff. And he gave out names on things. I wish I'd filmed it. God, I wish I'd filmed it. Anyway, there we are. Forecast may change yet, says the M11. It might indeed. It might indeed. Oh, good. Sunday will be fun. It'll be grand. In other words, just your typical English weather, says Andrew. Language Timothy, says Jimmy F500. And that is a reference to Ronnie Corbett and Sorry, which was wonderful. I won't pack my bikini then. Yeah, probably best not to. Boaty's lunch live from Slanted No Weatherspoons. Oh, and Jimmy F500 says you should have videoed the encounter with the MP. Well, if I'd have known it was going to happen, then I promise you, I would have had a camera running just by the side of the doorway. But I had no idea it was going to happen. Just got a knock on the door when I was least expecting it, and there you go. Right, that is it, darlings. That is it. It is 16 minutes past whatever. We are now into Tuesday, so goodbye Monday, hello Tuesday. And I need to thank each and every one of you for your company tonight. I was looking forward to it. It didn't disappoint. I've loved it. I always do. And thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being part of this. God, I sound like mustard now, don't I? Thank you for liking this. Thank you for not clicking the dislike button. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for not unsubscribing and all of that wonderful jazz. How many likes have we got? 16. 16 likes. Oh, come on. Let's get to... Shall I do a mustard and say I'm not going until 20 of you have hit the like button? No, sod that. I want to get my supper. Oh. That is going to be supper. Need some stuff adding to it, of course, but that is going to be supper with that. That's rice, by the way. And I've got roti in the freezer. Need to grab that out. Lunch tomorrow is either going to be chicken with baby potatoes and green beans, or chicken with some of those amazing chipolata sausages with green beans and new potatoes, or it's going to be just chipolata sausages, loads of the little bastards, with mash and fried onion. But I think it's going to be chicken, chipolatas, new potatoes, green beans, gravy, and then the day after, which will be Thursday, then I'll have the chipolatas with the mash and the fried onion. I like to plan my lunches in advance. There we are. And there we go. We are all saying good night. So, 19 of you have liked it. That's close enough, isn't it? I can bugger off in happiness. Thank you so much for keeping me company tonight. Sending out love to those who need it. Glad that the M11's little one is having a better day, although only after a trip to A&E, and no doubt Emma's anxiety is going through the roof when there was a rash and the 111 call, and having to do the A&E thing when you don't drive. That kind of been fun. All the love in the world to Andrew and to John, who's not been with us tonight, and to anybody else who needs it, quite honestly. In fact, just love to all of you, because you're you and you're all amazing, and I love you all to bits. And a special love to Captain Mustard, after he was unexpectedly nice to me last night, just to take me by surprise. So there we are. There we are. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, 11 o'clock, Wednesday. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday night live. And hopefully you will join me. So have a safe and peaceful night. or a great day, or both. Take care of yourselves, darlings. And if you're lucky enough to have people that you love and who love you, take care of them too. And just grab every little bit of joy anywhere you can, wherever, whenever. Grab it, love it, squeeze it, tickle it. Much, much love from me. Thank you again. See you tomorrow, hopefully. And on that note, for chew and indeed, oh yes, bosh.